Okay, friends, welcome to the People's Music Network for Songs of Freedom and Struggle. I'm Ben Grosscup, and I'm the executive director of the People's Music Network. And we're very excited because today is our first regular PMN Song and Poetry Swap since April. And since April, we've done a lot of other things like songwriting workshops, Songs of the Spirit, and of course, our annual Summer Convergence early last month. But as we get back into it, I'm just excited because what is this about? To me, it's just about simply getting together to share the songs and poems that are keeping us inspired to struggle for a better world. And I find it deeply heartening that, after doing this type of thing through our live streams over the better part of a year and a half, our community of music makers continues to grow and continues to learn about using the internet to share our cherished craft. We, as the People's Music Network, are here to sustain and to grow that diverse community of performing artists, activists, and allies that are using music, poetry, and other art forms as catalysts for a just and peaceful world. I want to tell you a little bit about some of our upcoming events because we've just put a bunch of them onto the website. And here, as I screen share what those look like, is our website, peoplesmusic.org. And the best way to see this is to go to the events tab and then online events, just to highlight a few of them. Here's where we are right now for July 9th. But then looking ahead, registration is still open for this. This is the first time we're going to do this on July 15th here, the Ensembles of the People's Music Network. This is an open song swap, but it's ensembles. So we're going to give each ensemble, because an ensemble is defined as like two or more people who make music together. So we're asking people to do, 2 songs, 10 minutes, but also to get a sense of what some of those other groups in PMN are. And Charlie King and Lindsay Wilson are going to be hosting that event. Another one of these open song swaps on July 22nd. Hope folks will come out for that. If you have a song in progress, workshopping songs in progress, and getting peer feedback on that, I encourage you to consider this workshop on July 26th with Pat LaManna and Steve Deasy. This has been quite a successful series. We've done this like 8 times already as an online workshop, and it's just been kind of a cool way for members to help members in honing their craft of songwriting, making those songs more powerful, more effective. One of the things I'm very excited about is how to be a troubadour in the age of crowdsourcing. This is a 3-part workshop series. It's going to be starting next month, August 5th, with acclaimed singer-songwriter, activist, troubadour, David Rovics. How to be a troubadour in the age of crowdsourcing. Definitely check out that upcoming series. We've got another song swap on August 11th. And that's just a little bit about what we have coming up. So I'm going to next tell you a little bit about how we're running today's event, and then I'm going to share a little bit of news that is relevant to our whole community. I want to encourage folks to share the live stream link, because that is a great way to let folks know what we're doing. So I'm going to go right ahead into this Zoom chat for all the folks that are there. You can take that text, put it right into a social media platform, and encourage people to tune into this. Lyrics, some folks like to have their lyrics posted up on the screen. It makes the lyrics big and it makes you small, but I only do that if you specifically ask me to. Helpful if you let me know a little bit in advance so that I'm ready for it. You can even do that through the private chat if you'd like. One thing I want to do today is revive this thing of offering a little verbal encouragement to one another. It's kind of a circle of appreciation in a way. We want to invite each performer at this event to really listen, take a special moment before you perform to listen to that performer who came right before you. And then before even introducing yourself, extend a word of love and appreciation to that performer who came right before you. We're looking for those comments that are, focused on your own experience of the piece, brief and of course positive. and save the peer song critique for the session that's about peer song critique. That's what we want to do at that session where we can really critically engage with how the songs are working. Also use that chat box for the written encouragement, and we're going for 5 minutes for each artist today. So and I do want to report some news that I'm sure people have heard about, but that's really relevant to our whole community, and that is the loss of one of our members, Martin Swinger. Tragically died earlier this week, and he was an active member of the People's Music Network for many years. He was active in many different musical scenes. An accomplished songwriter, someone who gave workshops on songwriting, on performance, on vocal technique. He was active in a number of different organizations dedicated to music, and he was just a generous person. He was a generous human being. He was an inspiring artist. He brought kindness and wonderful music to our gatherings and every other event that he went to. You know, he volunteered for things. He took, like, when he was needed to Joanne Sheehan, I mean, back as recently, I think, as like the 2020 winter gathering when we all were in New York City, or many of us, of course, for the 3-day weekend in January 2020. Martin had volunteered to do a very important task, which is bringing the paper goods for the meals. And Joanne Sheehan, who for many years has been providing food for our gatherings, remarked upon that when we were just on the Facebook event. So it's so sad when we lose a member, and I just want to, obviously this is part of our regular song swap series, but for anybody who didn't know about Martin, we're going to be sharing more information as we learn it, about how people can participate in memorializing Martin's life. We don't have a program here specifically to like tell you the full story about Martin Swinger and all that he has done, but we do have at least one artist, our first performer today, Charlie King, who is going to say something more about Martin. And if we're lucky, we might actually have one other person who co-wrote a song with Martin, who I'm hoping is going to be able to join us as well. And I'll let you know later if that's possible. So with that, I just want to particularly extend my condolences to Martin's husband, Brian J. Kaufman. And with that, I want to ask Charlie if he can come on and sort of add to this this memory of our friend Martin.
Thank you, Ben. Well, I'll start off with a note of love and appreciation for you, Ben, and for the work that you do. And I'm grateful that sort of on last minute notice, you invited me to come in and share some thoughts about Martin. I won't be able to be here for the entire program, but I'll hang in here for as long as I can. And to keep me from rambling, I wrote down some thoughts about Martin today. And I miss Martin terribly. We met through the People's Music Network at one of the gatherings. We traded CDs and we became fans of each other's music and eventually fast friends. We began to sing together. We had a tour planned that was canceled by the pandemic, and we were planning to resume touring together later this year. I can't think of any man I'd rather tour with. We had kind of a good cop, bad cop thing going. I'd sing a sarcastic ballad about some high and mighty guy that needed to have his balloon popped, and then Martin would sing some sweet and poignant ballad about why the risks of life and love were worth taking. His social commentary was always cloaked in some wild metaphorical gown that opened your eyes to reality while opening your heart in wonder. He was a fearless and playful advocate for queer liberation. He was a remarkable songwriter, an elegant musician. I wish I could sing one of Martin's songs for you, but I haven't yet mastered his elusive rhythms and chord progressions. Martin, on the other hand, made it possible for me to sing songs I couldn't handle on my own. He would accompany me on guitar, and he would add wonderful harmonies. So I won't attempt to sing one of Martin's songs, but I will sing a song that he and I performed together. I can't replicate his beautiful guitar accompaniment, so I'll just sing it, missing him and all he would have added to it. It's a song by Andrew Lawrence that Martin and I both loved, and it's called My One Secret You Never Knew. We wound the years around us as tight as we could get. Two boys who shared their secrets like stolen cigarettes. Under the bridge by Shoney's, we'd talk till our throats were sore, shouting our confidences below the roar. How could you know how much I loved you? I'm only now unraveling the clues. We'll never close the distance remaining until we share my one secret you never knew. Those days your house was madness. You'd stay the night at mine. We learned to read the future in flips of lucky dimes. Yours held a crowd of women to act out your fantasies. Mine was some grand adventure you'd share with me. How could you know how much I loved you? I'm only now unraveling the clues. We'll never know the distance remaining until we share my one secret you never knew. I want you to know it wasn't the love of brothers. I need you to see more than the love of friends. I'm telling you now, it felt like the love of lovers. I can't pretend. I won't pretend. My pen reveals the trembling, my heart a pounding drum, to stamp and send the letter, and then what's done is done. Not for the end of friendship, but only to keep it real, only to share as friends will the way we feel. How could you know how much I loved you? I'm only now unraveling the clues. We'll never close the distance remaining until we share my one secret you never knew. Martin Swinger, presente.
Thank you, Charlie. Thank you so much. I just want to go ahead and just for folks who may not have known Martin during his life, just his picture was prominently shown here on his website, martinswinger.com. Two images here that kind of scroll. I just wanted people to be able to see that, to know about his music, to know about his life. And again, as we learn more about what people can do, we will let folks know. Thank you very much for that song and for those memories, Charlie. And I want to bring on our next performer, who's Donald Roby. And so Donald, you are you may not have known Martin, and that's okay. But please say a word to Charlie before you tell us a little bit about your own music and your own self. Thank you.
I didn't know Martin, but that was a very sweet song. I also lost my husband about 3 years ago, so I know that kind of loss. And perhaps someday I'll do one of Paul's songs, but they weren't particularly mostly appropriate for this forum, but perhaps one or two. So thank you. And I'm going to look up Martin and try to listen to some of his watch some of his stuff. I gather someone posted a link to a YouTube of him, so I'll be watching that later tonight. I am not a songwriter, though my husband was. So I will be doing. I've been here once before and did a Phil Oakes song. I will tonight be doing a Tom Paxton song, and they might both be back. I might eventually also do a John Prine song, or a few others. But this is Tom Paxton, If the Poor Don't Matter. If the kids are hungry, but have nothing to eat, if the baby has a fever, but there is no heat, if they're living in a Chevy, as the world walks by, if the poor don't matter, then neither do I. If the poor don't matter, if the poor don't matter, if the poor don't matter, then neither do I. If they're living in a cardboard or a packing case, if they're gone by morning and leave no trace, if nobody wonders if they live or they die, if the poor don't matter, then neither do I. Push 'em back, sweep 'em out, anything to keep 'em out, keep 'em real branded out, standing with their hands out, hawking at the back gate, radio talking hate, wrong here, strong here, no they don't belong here. My house, my car, living like a rock star, caviar, wet bar, what another Jaguar, get it all payday, now it's time to play day, trouble not to think about, got to make a stink about. If the poor don't matter, if we chase them away, we're gonna see them again, boys, on the judgment day. We're gonna see them again, boys, on the day we die. If the poor don't matter, then neither do I. If the poor don't matter, if the poor don't matter, if the poor don't matter, then neither do I. If the poor don't matter, if the poor don't matter, if the poor don't matter, then neither do I.
Thank you, Donald. Thank you for that song. Wow. I want to bring on our next performer, it's Deborah Silverstein. Welcome, Deborah. Good to see you.
Hi, good to see you and all the other familiar faces and the unfamiliar faces. So Donald, that song has particular resonance for me right at this very moment, because there's a member of my extended in-law family who is literally on the edge of homelessness, and I've been involved in this whole process of seeing how everybody's responding to that or not responding to it. And it's something I would not have thought would be so close to my own life. And she matters. Right?
Yep.
I really appreciate that song and all that it kind of brings to awareness.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm gonna sing something I wrote last summer, and it sort of evolved along the way, and I think it's kind of become a I don't know what it is. It's like an anthem kind of song. But before I sing it, I just want to say I'm living now in Asheville, North Carolina, settled here, and finding my way. And if anybody comes through here and needs a place to stay, or wants to come over for lunch, or has friends of their own who are in the Asheville area who it'd be fun for me to, music friends that it'd be good for me to meet, let me know. It's quite a place. We're having the best weather in the country, I have to say. It's crazy. So this song is called The Climb. And I think you have the lyrics, right, Ben? I sent you the lyrics.
Yeah, I can put those up on the screen.
Yeah, great. Climb the shadows out of the past. Take what you'll need for the journey. Leave the rotted and rusting behind. Bring only the holy, the caring, the kind. The holy, the caring, the kind. The ship's taking water, the flag's at half-mast, but the marauder will not go politely. The henchmen all circle to rattle their words, speaking in the tongues of lies, curses, and slurs. Lies, curses, and slurs. And time will move you along, but it's the climb that's making us strong. Up here on the mountain. The old mansion's crumbling into the ground with its mirrors of shattered reflection. The clarion rings out a welcoming sound, and the dreamers start dancing all over the town. Dancing all over the town. So collect all your hope and a length of good rope, pen and paper for sharp recollecting. If the memory's too strong, turn it into a song and sing it all night till the stars sing along. Till the stars sing along. And time will move us along, but it's the climb that's making us strong up here on the mountain. If you don't feed the demons, they won't follow you here, out into the fresh air and sunshine. Sip the dew from the fruits of the vine, where the briars and blossoms of wisdom entwine. The briars and the blossoms entwine. Yes, climb the shadows out of the past. Take what you'll need for the journey. Leave the rotted and rusting behind. Bring only the holy, the caring, the kind. The holy, the caring, the kind.
Yeah, nice.
Beautiful.
Bravo.
Yes,
Wow.
I find that very soothing, actually.
Our next performer, Michael and Nell. Hey.
Yeah, beautiful song, Deborah.
Thank you.
Yeah, very inspiring. I really like the climb will make you strong. It's great metaphor. It's wonderful. Yeah, and I also put our contact information in the chat because we're in Nashville.
We live in Nashville.
And we do go to Asheville, and we have people there, and so maybe we can contact you.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I'll put my contact in the chat too. Great.
Yeah, right.
We'll save the chat.
Yeah, we will save it. We'll save that.
As far as we go, we're going to have to probably split a little early ourselves. We're under a real strict deadline to get ourselves together for video on Sunday, learning music and just the whole thing. Getting the performance chops together.
So we're gonna do a song. We didn't put it. This is called Displacement Blues. Ben, if you want to put it in the chat, Displacement Blues. And this is a song that I wrote about East Nashville. We live in East Nashville, and we moved here. How many years ago? 1996.
25 years ago. 25.
And it was a completely different neighborhood than it is now. It was, it's diverse and all that, and it ain't no more. And so this song was written, I just looked out the window of our block right here, and this is the song I wrote. And it's all true. It's all. This is what happened.
And you mentioned something about somebody on the verge of homelessness, and this song is basically about the housing crisis that faces Nashville, and I'm sure Asheville as well.
Everywhere.
Every major
all
city in the country
yeah.
is going through this. So. There were jams at twilight on my street. Those banjos and fiddles sure sounded sweet. I used to love this old town, but now I can't keep up with what's going down. Eviction notice is on my door. There's a wrecking crew I can't ignore. Gonna smash my home down to the ground. You know I can't keep up with what's going down. They build skinny, ugly houses, cookie cutter style. They can't fix that with granite tile. Some people say greed is good till it wheels and deals in your neighborhood. Single mom's got the displacement blues. Landlord got an offer he can't refuse. They towed her car off to the pound. Now I can't keep up with what's going down. If old Lead Valley were still around, they'd say we're living in another bourgeois town. But poor folks just keep losing ground. You know I can't keep up with what's going down. Gonna pack my bags and move along. Detroit City might like my song. Won't sell my soul to stick around. You know I can't keep up with what's going down. The Displacement Blues.
Thank you.
Bravo. Thank you, Michael and Nell. Wow, it's wonderful to see all the connections that get made geographically, topically, and otherwise. I want to bring on our next performer, marvelous Mariam. Welcome to the stage. One of our Mariam, if you want to turn on your video and unmute here, we can in the spotlight. Yeah, we can add you here. It'd be interesting to hear. You're on camera here, Mariam. It'd be good to know a little bit about you. Sometimes when folks are performing for the first time at one of these events, I like to ask if you say a little more about yourself before even getting into the song.
Okay, so my name is Mariam, but I like to call myself Marvelous Mariam. That's my stage name. I went into poetry because when I was younger, I used to get bullied and everything. And I feel like when you write poems, it lets you out, it lets you speak out easily. And I feel that that's how I communicate with people better. I understand them, and I find it fun. I can listen to what people say. I can listen to music or anything basically, and it gives me ideas. I just think it's really beautiful. I want to just do it as a habit and everything. So here I go. This is called Do You Really Understand? Unfortunately, we communicate in a way that others do not understand. It's a whole different linguistic for them to hold at hand. It is spoken in conditions called meningitis, seizures, and epilepsy. It's a song in a variety of areas of the mind that limits our capacities. Other languages, not just English, are spoken throughout the biosphere. Nonetheless, we have all practiced to coexist in the same atmosphere. Peace now and in the future is all we show compassion for. We'll only be expecting our guests freedom and happiness from now and no one more. Who have already welcomed the rejection of those will not give us a chance. We are these untouched films that they have decided to hate in advance, can feel the waves of antagonism coming from them. We doubt if we'll ever see the unheard light of freedom. Our enthusiasm, safety, and social life have already been snatched away from us. Most importantly, we have been suspended from our identities, and all people can say is that we are kicking up a fuss. Furthermore, we are being subjected to disorientation, excessive exhaustion, and loss of memory. While we pause for the transition from hurt to reality, we appear to be paralyzed as we are tortured by rejection, derision, and all things worse. Do you know there are times when we feel lucky, and there are occasions when we feel cursed. We are labeled as strange and unusual creatures, while we are merely ordinary people with delicate features. While we are delicate features, just as other languages are spoken throughout the biosphere, just as we all live together here, we are aware that we are not the only ones who have endured a great deal of pain in the community. However, it remains to be seen if everyone will be able to accept us and demonstrate their acceptance with equality. What worries us the most is the fact that we will have to relive and illustrate the narrative over and over again. It is more difficult to live with disabilities than to never let peace reign. That's it.
Bravo, bravo. Thank you, Mariam. And you're from New York City, right?
Yes.
Wow. I want to invite our next performer to ask you a little more about that poem. And his name is Steve Siegelbaum, also from New York. How you doing, Steve?
Hi there, Ben. Good to see you again. And Mariam, I'm also from New York City,
Welcome.
the Bronx part.
Okay, same.
Oh, you too? We got a good group here. Well, I was really moved. You're expressing some very difficult truths, which are often avoided, often neglected, and I think sometimes when we hear of people with disabilities, we too often define those people by those disabilities.
Yes.
And I think I think your poem is a call for something greater than that, for a call to recognize the person. And so I was quite moved.
Thank you.
Yeah. Me too. The line "safety been snatched from us."
Let's see.
I think it came fairly early in the poem, but that really resonated, because I think when we encounter folks with a disability, whatever it might be, I think it's sometimes our own fear that we're dealing with within us.
Yeah.
So thank you for that.
Thank you for accepting it and listening to it. I'm glad you enjoyed and felt it. I was hoping that people would understand this. It was I've spoken to a lot of people that have disabilities, and they said that it's very complicated to discuss these kind of things. But I just feel like a lot of people should know about seizures and epilepsy, because when it comes to working and stuff, they discriminate against it. And a lot of people tell me it's very hard for them to come out and discuss seizures. But I feel like I'm tired of this. People have to know. For all people with disabilities, I hope they don't feel that they're not accepted. And you know what? If people don't accept them, there are people out there that will.
Well, Ben, could you put the lyrics up?
Yeah, I can get them up in just a second. You bet.
Okay. While that's happening, this is a song called Four Seasons, with apologies to Antonio Vivaldi. The song speaks for itself. It's particularly dedicated to the four people who are mentioned in the song, one for each of the four seasons, and also dedicated to the countless thousands who have suffered the same fate as the four people in this song.
Go ahead.
A typical mid-April evening seems colder than it should. Black man's driving slow and easy through the neighborhood. Close behind, the police are trailing along. What in the world could possibly go wrong? Summertime easy living, getting a break from school. Black children playing games in the park, everything is cool. Out in the parking lot, two cops arrive before long. What in the world could possibly go wrong? For little Tommy and Dante Wright, reach out to your sister and join the fight. Reach out to your brother and shine a light, for the seasons will keep on rolling. The seasons will keep rolling on. Brand new fall season, living alone. Granny is watching TV. Cops have a warrant for apartment 3A. Granny, she lives in 3B. Demanding she open her door, their voices so strong. What in the world could possibly go wrong? For Eleanor, bumpers will make it right. Reach out to your sister and join the fight. Reach out to your brother and shine a light, for the seasons will keep on rolling. The seasons will keep rolling on. A touch football game out here in the street, a cool December morn. Latino brothers play on the block where stoops take the place of a lawn. Police driving by, no intention of joining the throng. What in the world could possibly go wrong? For Anthony Baez will make it right. Reach out to your sister and join the fight. Reach out to your brother and shine a light, for the seasons will keep on rolling. The seasons will keep rolling on. Ever the earth is spinning, tracking around the sun. Nothing is different, nothing's the same since it all begun. Planets and stars are exactly where they belong. So what in the world could possibly go wrong? Whatever goes wrong, we must make it right. Reach out to your sister and join the fight. Reach out to your brother and shine a light, for the seasons will keep on rolling, and the seasons will keep rolling on, and the seasons will keep rolling on.
Bravo! Thank you, Steve. Wow, very cool song. Wow, I want to bring on our next performer to say a little more about that. His name is Barry Kornhauser. It's great to have Barry back. Welcome, Barry. Oh, and Ben Silver. Whoa, this is great.
Yeah. Hi, Steve. Yeah. So, by the way, I'm also from the Bronx. I'm in Brooklyn these days, but the Bronx is my home for sure. And yeah, the song was very, interesting. The juxtaposition of the season cycle, which is, of nature and all beauty, and then the human mess ups of violence against each other. It's a different angle, because there's been a lot of songs written that are just very overt, taking on the violence. I thought that was a very interesting framing to put it in that context.
Thank you. And hi, Ben.
Hi. So I also was taken with the seasons as as cycles, and it particularly even before the last verse, which was more talking about cycles in general, I was hearing, and you can tell me if there was that sort of a lament about the seeming never endingness of the cycles of police violence. That is what you intended. Yeah. Which is very powerful, because it really does feel like, oh, another one and another one and another one and another one, like winter, spring, summer, or fall. It just keeps happening. So that was a very strong way of bringing that out emotionally.
Thanks.
Yep. So anyway, I guess in the context of the lightening of the pandemic, I have company in my house. And so this is a song from Stevie Wonder. We had just a few moments to find a song in common. This is a beautiful song from Stevie Wonder called Love's in Need of Love Today.
Evening, friends. I'm your friendly announcer. I've got serious news to pass on to everybody. What I'm about to say could mean the world's disaster. Turn your joy and laughter into tears and pain. Love's in me. Love today. Don't delay. Send yours in right away. Hate's gone round, breaking many hearts. Stop it, please, before it's gone too far. Make you their possession, and they will if we let them destroy everybody. We all must take precautionary measures. Peace and love your treasure, then you'll hear me. You'll hear me when I say that love's in need, love today. Don't delay, send yours in right away. Hate's gone round, breaking many hearts. We got to stop it, please, before it's gone too far. Love today, don't delay. Send yours in right away. Hate's gone round, breaking many hearts. We got to stop it, please, in need of love.
Bravo! Hey, that was lovely. Thank you. And I put it into the chat, friends, that July 15th, Ensemble Song Swap. You guys are an ensemble. It's beautiful. Would love to hear more. This is fantastic. Thank you so much. I want to actually bring up some new members, Joe Kidd and Sheila Burke. So Joe and Sheila, welcome, welcome. I'll get your video all queued up, but I want you to extend a word to our friends, another ensemble here, Barry and Ben, and then to tell us a little bit about yourselves as new members of People's Music Network.
Well, I'll tell you one thing is that we're here in Detroit right now, so we have a special love for Stevie Wonder and that beautiful song that they just did. Matter of fact, I met Stevie Wonder in Ann Arbor a long time ago during his rehearsals for the John Lennon appearance for John Sinclair, the Freedom Rally in Ann Arbor. And we were excited when we just kind of popped in just a few minutes ago. Sheila just sat down and there they were playing Stevie Wonder. So we appreciate that and thank you for that good choice.
You guys sounded amazing. Thank you.
I love the cello. Matter of fact, I have a cello sitting right up here on a shelf, but it's not doing me any good over there.
Well, I hope one day to hear it, but
I don't know about that.
Forward today.
It's been a while since I did that, but you did a great job.
Yeah, your rendition was truly very soulful. Thank you. Yeah, absolutely. You want to introduce this song that's coming up?
Well, the song that you're about to hear that they're going to play the video of it, and the only reason that we're doing a video instead of just sitting here doing what we like to do is that we don't trust our internet. Right. Every single time we come on one of these, it shuts down just as I start to play. So we don't want that. That's what happened to us the last time we were supposed to be here a couple months ago, and it didn't happen. And that's what did happen. Anyway, this is a song that we were commissioned to write by an organization I'm sure you all are familiar with, Metapeace. And well, it was about maybe a year and a half ago. It was in the winter. It was I think the winter before the plague hit. And we were in Branson, Missouri on tour, and we were in a hotel room, and they called us and they said, well, can you guys appear for this benefit that we're doing? And we'd like you to like a song from you. So this is for all the immigrants and the refugees around the world. And it's called Pick Up the Baby and Run. And that's about what else? That's it. Let it go.
Here it goes.
We're going to sing this next song for the DACA children, for all the dreamers, and all the babies that were locked up in cages and still lost from their parents. And we hope and pray that they'll find their way soon. This is called Pick Up the Baby and Run. Come on now, mama.
they'll pick up the baby and run to the land in the distance, to the land of resistance, to the land of the free. Pick up the baby and run from the place where we are to the place that's as far as the eye can see. We will meet at Grand Rio via Condios, the place where your brother died. Estaremos ahí mañana, sin sentir pena, safe on the other side. Pick up the baby and run to the land in the distance, to the land of resistance, to the land of the free. Pick up the baby and run from the place where we are to the place that's as far as the eye can see. Go now, muchacho, don't let them catch you out on the desert floor. Tu corazón pertenece al Señor. Pick up the baby and run to the land in the distance, to the land of resistance, to the land of the free. Pick up the baby and run from the place where we are to the place that's as far as the eye can see.
Bravo. Thank you. Thank you very much,
guys.
Joe and Sheila.
Thank you for
that
having
song.
us here. And I'll tell you, this is, we've been contemplating joining the organization for a number of years. I've been back and forth with the emails and stuff. And we finally just decided this year that it's worth it. And we're going to come and we're going to be part of this for a while now. And God willing, if the plague ever ends, we'll come out and be part of it over on your side of the lake.
That'd be great. Yeah, that's what we're having those conversations now at the steering committee level. Like, how are we going to handle bringing people together to continue this process in person? So we look forward to meeting you in person someday.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very kindly. I want to actually bring on our next performer from the UK, Tony Harper, to extend a word to Joe and Sheila before sharing with us his own song.
Hiya, can you hear me okay? That was beautiful, Joe and Sheila. Good to meet you, good to see you. I'm from Manchester in the UK, and like everywhere worldwide, you know, we've got the same kind of issues with refugees and stuff. It's not, they don't put them in cages here in Britain, but it's pretty bad the way they treat people, and there's many people campaigning about it. So it was a very moving song. Thank you for that. Shame about it freezing. It froze a little bit at the beginning, but these things happen. But I enjoyed it a lot, and thank you. Thanks. I'm going to. Am I on mute? Yes, I'm okay. I'm good to go. I'm going to do a song. There's a comrade and friend of mine called Russ Chandler, who I think Ben knows certainly. I think he's been on the forum. He's down in London. In fact, he's moved to Dorset now, I think. But he wrote a little book called Hold the Line about Paul Robeson and the Peekskill riots that you will probably know of in New York State in the 1949. And partly inspired by that, and partly inspired by a banjo player called Rhiannon Giddens, who people probably will know, who sings beautiful songs. This is a traditional song. I've kind of changed a few lyrics. I didn't put them up because I hadn't kind of finished them. It's I Shall Not Be Moved, so hopefully you all kind of know it, or you should. Okay. Can you hear me okay? Yeah?
Good. Yeah, very good.
Good, Ben. Good, okay. Planted by the water, I shall not be moved. I'm on my way to freedom, I shall not be moved. On my way to freedom, I shall not be moved, just like that tree standing by the water. I shall not be moved. Standing on the picket line, I shall not be moved. Standing on the picket line, I shall not be moved, just like that tree planted by the water. I shall not be moved. Facing up to the cops, I shall not be moved. Facing up to the cops, I shall not be moved, just like a tree planted by the water. I shall not be moved. On my way to justice, I shall not be moved. On my way to justice, I shall not be moved, just like that tree planted by the water. I shall not be moved. Be moved. I shall not be moved, just like that tree planted by the water. I shall not be moved. A little bit out of tune, but there you go.
Oh, wow. Great to hear it the traditional way. I love that. That's beautiful. I want to bring on our next artist, Toby Hoffman. I'm going to bring her up on the stage right now. I got your video queued up, Toby.
Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Welcome, Tony. Welcome, Joe and Sheila from across the pond. Wow. I'm sorry, I'm still, and welcome, Tony. I'm still very, I like, my heart is really, that brought me to tears. I will just say that. And the reason it brought me to tears was because I could feel it in my body. I could feel myself being the tree planted by the water. And I could feel it really in my body. And I was thinking that it would be, it was such a meditative lullaby version, soft version of that. And I was thinking how wonderful it would be if we sang that as a lullaby to our children. If all children were able to hear that as a lullaby as they went to sleep, we might have a very different world if we had all had that lullaby. So thank you, Tony, for doing that. So now for something completely different. You're going to see a video, and I want to put it in a little context, especially for our friends across the pond. We had an election in November. We had an election, and someone won the election, and all across the country, the votes were counted, and they were verified several times. And in one state, particular, our friends, the Republicans, decided that they hadn't been counted enough. And so they literally stole 2.1 million votes, ballots, all the ballots in the machines. And they took them, and they're still counting them. Here it's July. They're still counting when we've had a president for several months. This song, so that's kind of part of the context, and it's happening all over the country. And I live in Pennsylvania, and it's happening here as well. So it's very personal to me as a voter. I'll just give you the context for the video. In 2017, a group of us in Philadelphia came together because we realized people didn't have a common vocabulary of songs. So we came together and we formed a group called Voices Rising Philly. And it's a group that's really, what we do is we sing at rallies and marches. And initially we would literally stand on the side and sing, and then some people would hear us, and we started to get invited to rallies. And there's one group in Philadelphia that really, really gets how important music is for the movement. And it's called Tuesdays with Toomey. And Toomey is our senator in Pennsylvania. And they stand every Tuesday. They've stood for at least 5 years, maybe 6, every Tuesday, whatever the weather is, cold, hot. And they have these incredible rallies, and they always have a theme. And this past week, the theme was voting rights and what's called Senate Bill 1, which is the comprehensive voting rights bill. It's called For the People Act. So that's the context. So last weekend, I knew we were singing, and I decided that I would write this song, and it's a cautionary tale. And I wanted to play it on the video because you'll see how it is in real life, how this song was used in real life. I didn't know if people would react, but you'll see that they did. So I think that's enough context. Ben, you'll get the gist of it, and I invite you to sing along with because the chorus goes, "It's hot, hot, hot." And I wrote this as I was driving, and it was 95 degrees here, which is, I don't know what that is centigrade, but it was hot. So Ben, you want to start it up, and hopefully it will work because it's actually from a Facebook Live recording.
So you all know what's going on in Arizona, right? Do you? Yeah, you know what's going on in Arizona. They're trying to take they're stealing their ballots away. So this is a story, this is a cautionary tale. You got used to singing for the first song. This is your part. It goes, "It's hot, hot, hot." So try it. It's hot, hot, hot. Okay, you got it. And then later, you get to say, "For the People Act is in our hand." For the People Act is in our hand. Okay, you got it. And a few other things. All right. Woo-hoo! Oh, the people in Arizona raised their voices, spoke their minds. Votes counted once, votes counted twice. Same number every time, but the politicians couldn't believe that things didn't go their way. They turned over 2 million ballots. They gave them all away. They gave them all away. And it's hot, hot, hot for the people in Arizona. And it's hot, hot, hot. Oh, they're really getting burned. It's hot, hot, hot. Well, here in Pennsylvania, the lie has spread. Just you wait. It is our turn. It is our turn. Well, the Pennsylvania lawmakers, they had to check it out. They went down to Arizona to learn what it's all about. Mastriano, Bush, and Kennedy. Yeah, three stooges with a plan. Cozied up to the cyber ninjas, but into the corrupt, dangerous, outrageous, despicable, ridiculous, dangerous scam, and it's hot, hot, hot for the people of Pennsylvania. It's hot, hot, hot. Act now or we'll get burned. It's hot, hot, hot. Wake up in Pennsylvania. Face the facts and make some noise. Make some noise. We have been warned. We have been warned. It keeps going, folks. Now politicians everywhere are trying to play God. They're preaching to the faithful. There was election fraud. Well, behind closed doors, they ram through laws. Our votes they'll take away. This is your part. Call your senator now. Tell them they must pass ACE1 today. Pass ACE1 today. You're so good. And it's hot, hot, hot for the people of this country. It's hot, hot, hot. Oh, we really could get burned. It's hot, hot, hot for the people of this country. For the People Act is in our hands. For the People Act is in our hands. Stand up now. Stand up now. 'Cause it's hot, hot, hot for the people in this country. It's hot, hot, hot. Oh, we really could get burned. It's hot, hot, hot. Oh, the people of this country. For the People Act is in our hands. 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 Stand up now.
Bravo. Thank you, Toby. Thank you. I want to bring on.
Actually, let me just update that. So that was written last weekend, and yesterday you heard three names: Mastriano, Bush, and Kennedy. Maybe you didn't hear them, but Mastriano is one of the guys who went down to Arizona. Mastriano just subpoenaed the election board in Philadelphia to turn over the ballots. So even as yesterday, things have heightened. So it's happening now. We've been warned.
So very, very unresolved. Very much. Wow. Holy crap. Well, let's see what Lewis. Okay, Lewis. Maybe I was confused. Were you planning to do a song, "Freedom is a Constant Struggle," or not? That's okay if not. If he unmutes and says yes, then the answer is yes. And if he does not, then the answer is no. Okay. So I think it's Pinetree. Do we have Pinetree here? Yes, we do. Pinetree. Putting you on the spot a little bit, but I'd like to invite you to say a word to Tobie and tell us about your song.
All right. Well, Tobie, this is. I'm also in Pennsylvania. This really speaks to me. I've been living in Pennsylvania since COVID. Okay, not near Philly, unfortunately. I'm in Wayne County, and it's maddening. It really is maddening. And in fact, my song is also about. For me, it's about voting. Okay, it's about it. It's the dream of Martin Luther King. Okay, and I'm singing it in honor of what's going on now about voting. And some time ago, I was teaching in a public school, black public school in Brooklyn. And I wanted to teach the children about the music of the civil rights movement. And I realized they didn't know what they were singing about. So I wrote a series of plays that showed them the role of children and what happened in the civil rights movement. And there was one about Martin Luther King and Selma and the voting rights and the children who worked with him. And it seemed so, it was a great play, and it seemed so perfectly resolved at the time. It was just like, this is a fight that we won, you know? And I can't believe 20 years later that it's not a fight that we've won. It has to be fought all over again. It's very upsetting. But you can't, we can only look to Martin Luther King's dream. You know, he just really said it all, I think. Okay, so this is a poem. I believe it's by Myra Cohn Livingston, and I wrote the music. The dream of Martin Luther King will happen in some far-off spring, when winter ice and snow are gone. One day, the dreamer in gray dawn will waken to a blinding light, where hawk and dove in silent flight brush wings together on a street, still thundering with ghostly feet. And soul will dance and soul will sing and march with Martin Luther King. Where hawk and dove in silent flight brush wings together on a street, still thundering with ghostly feet. And so dance and so will sing and march with Martin Luther King.
Bravo. Thank you very much. Wow. Um, so
Sorry,
yeah,
we have terrible internet here.
I just put up a picture of you and then got but we heard you fine the whole way through. So thank you so much, Pinetree, for that song. And let's see, I want to see if I can bring on ELYAS Isaacs to. Oh, I don't see ELYAS on this meeting right now. Are you there? And I just don't see you, ELYAS. If that is the case, I would like to move along to Marcie. Marcie is also struggling with a little bit of internet connection issues, but try that out, Marcie. Can you speak to Pinetree?
And unfortunately, my connection was so bad, I missed a lot of the words, and I really look forward to hearing that song again. It was gorgeous. So I'm in the Dominican Republic, and which is the political.
Yeah, we're getting a freeze there. We heard that you're in the Dominican Republic.
You heard that much.
Where
Yeah,
the internet is a little slow.
Well, it's worse today than usual. I don't know if it's in any way related to what's going on the other side of the island here. And I kind of scrambled to see if I could come up with a song in Haitian Creole one, but I couldn't learn it in 3 days. So I'm going to share an old song of mine. And I wrote this when I was turning 40. And it's kind of a protest song. It's protesting the invisibility of older women, and in particular, the beauty and sexual lusciousness of older women. And little did I know that I would still be singing this song.
We gotta, all right.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, please stop me if you can't, and I'll turn off my video and.
Why don't you go ahead and do that? Go ahead and stop the video.
Okay.
And hopefully then we can at least hear the song. That would be good.
Okay, and if it all goes bad, I also sent you a link to the recording of the song. But let's see how this goes. You ain't made love with a woman till you've made love with a woman in her prime. You want to make love with a woman, well, hon, make sure you got some time, because we like it slow, we like it strong, we can keep it moving, honey, all night long. You want to make love with a woman, better find yourself a woman in her prime. You think 70 is over the hill, well, let me tell you, you're in for a shock. 'Cause if you're looking for some real home cooking, you want a gal who's been around the block. We like our kisses long and sweet. Come on, babe, let's generate some heat. You want to make love? Better find yourself a woman in her prime. She may not look like that Vogue cover girl, may even have some of that middle-aged spread, but there's treasure in.
There's a little pause right there. She's coming back.
Can you hear me?
Oh, just carry it on from there, Marcie. Maybe she didn't hear that. Friends, the internet. Well.
Put it on.
Yeah, so here's the thing about that. I would say I'm not sure what we can do right now because I don't have the video ready to go.
I put it in the chat to you.
Right. Yeah, and there's a little little technical tutorial. When I get a video, I download it onto the computer, and then it plays better that way. Usually.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry.
Yeah. So what shall we do, Ben?
I would say let's go on to our next performer. Let me see if I can download the video and we'll see if we can hear it because I think people would like to hear the full song. Okay?
Okay. Sounds good.
All right. So Cleo, I'm going to bring you on here and since we were a little all over the place as far as like what was happening there, you can comment on whatever you want to comment on and then you can tell us about your song. And meanwhile, Marcie, I'll see if I can cue yours up.
Hi. Hi, I look forward to hearing
Welcome.
the rest. Oh, sorry.
Just saying welcome to you, Cleo.
Oh, hi. Thank you. I'd look forward to hearing the rest of the song. It was very delightful, little swing to it, and a great theme. And talk about women. My song is about line 3. I found out about it through Tanya Albid when she went on a hunger strike to stop line 3. And I would like to invite everyone to go to stopline3.org and sign the petition. So here it is. On January 31st, 2021, an indigenous activist, her hunger strike begun to stop a dirty tar sands oil pipeline called Line 3. Her name is Tanya Albid, and she wants to keep our water oil free. Dance with the water protector. Sing her song along the waves. Dance with Tanya, hunger striker. Hers is the hunger for all life. Line 3 is the design of a Canadian oil company building their pipeline on U.S. tribal territory to send dirty tar sands under our pristine rivers and hundreds of wetlands all the way from Minnesota to the Gulf of Mexico. Dance with the water protector. Sing her song along the waves. Dance with Tanya, hunger striker. Hers is the battle for all life. Line 3 violates the 1855 tribal treaty. The women dancing, singing, praying by the running river are being followed and arrested on their own land by U.S. police paid by Canadian oil. Dance with the water protector. Sing her song along the waves. Dance with Tanya, hunger striker. Hers is the battle for all life. Line 3 is planned to run under 22 American rivers whose veins come from
the place where water women dance forever. The magical Mississippi headwaters. Tanya asks you to help keep our water oil free. She asks you to help stop line 3. Dance with the water protector. Sing her song along the waves. Dance with Tanya, hunger striker. Hers is the battle for all life. Once I stood on a jagged cliff near the bay. I watched a wave leap so high it touched the sky, and then it swept down like a water goddess of the sun. I remember water, how it danced like a life-giving woman. Dance with the water protector. Sing her song along the waves. Dance with Tanya, hunger striker. Hers is the battle for all life. Stop line 3. Say it again. Stop line 3. Say it for the children. Stop line 3. Keep the water oil free.
Bravo, bravo, Cleo. Yes, and I just wanted to tell you, I'm from Minnesota. Grew up in Minneapolis actually, and my dad of all people was up there in northern Minnesota for that protest that happened not long ago, like a few weeks ago, to try to actually resist the building of the pipelines. So way to go, very cool. So here's where we're at. So Marcie, I got your video queued up. Let's just launch into it, and then you can say something at the end, or actually. Maybe Marcie, you could, if you can be heard just enough to unmute and say anything you got for Cleo there about the line 3 song. Go ahead. We got your voice at least, I think.
And yeah, thank you, Cleo, just for raising my consciousness about that.
Right on. All right, so here we're gonna go right into the song from Marcie, "Woman in Her Prime," and we're gonna do this now. Okay, here we go.
You ain't made love with a woman till you made love with a woman in her prime. You wanna make love with a woman, well, hun, make sure you got some time. Because we like it slow, we like it strong. We can keep it moving, honey, all night long. You wanna make love with a woman, better find yourself a woman in her prime. You think 50 is over the hill, well, let me tell you, you're in for a shock. 'Cause if you're looking for some real home cooking, you want a gal who's been around the block. We like our kisses long and sweet. Come on, baby, let's generate some heat. You wanna make love with a woman, better find yourself a woman in her prime. She may not look like that Vogue cover girl, may even have some of that middle-age spread. But there's treasure and pleasure beyond all measure treasure just waiting for you in her feather bed. Just place your lips on her soft round belly, and I guarantee you both will get to quivering like jelly. Woo! You wanna make love with a woman, better find yourself a woman in her prime. Now some of you young gals hear me singing this song. I hear you saying, this just can't be true. You say you're already a 10 on the Richter scale? Honey, imagine what the future's got in store for you. 'Cause if you're already a 10 at age 22, they'll have to build 10 more scales for the likes of you. It just gets better and better till you find that you're a woman in your prime. So folks, don't go believing everything you've been reading, where it says a girl must stay young. And don't waste my time giving me some silly line. Oh, hush your mouth, you're gonna need that tongue, because we like it slow, we like it strong. We can keep it burning, baby, all night long. You wanna make love with a woman, better find yourself a woman in her prime. Better find yourself a woman in her prime.
Bravo, Marcie Boyd. See, wow, cool song. So I think what happens now, unless Marcie needs to say anything else, is Rick. Do you want to? It's your turn now, Rick. So we're gonna actually be able to make it to the wait list. So we got Rick Ward, and then we've got. I just put it into the chat. Follow it there. Yes, it's Mary McCaffrey after Rick, and then Paul McKenna. So please share a word of appreciation for our friend Marcie.
What a song! I love that honky-tonk piano and that rare truth that probably needs to be said. I have been entertained in nursing homes for many years, and I have had an elderly woman tell me, "Lock the doors, don't let him leave," you know. I mean, I'll buy you a house, you know. Like, honey, no, let's not, I can't do that. But anyway, that's that was so well done, so wonderfully rendered and written. Thanks for bringing a smile to our face today. So yeah, that was great. So I have a sharing that I put together around a new song from Vince Gill that I heard, and it goes like this here. By the way, can you hear me all right? How's the sound?
Sounding better than ever.
All right. Hey y'all, I have a special tune to share with you all today. I love it when folks who have the ear of the nation speak toward common ground. Up until now, I have always played an original song for this song swap, but today I'm going to break my rule. I'd like to tell you about Mr. Vince Gill, who just wrote a new song which spoke against racism into and from the heart of the South. Once in a rare while, somebody makes history with a song, and nobody but Vince could have done it. When he got up on the stage of the Grand Ole Opry and sang this tune, you could feel the stunned amazement tempered with love and respect for the man, and everybody had to hush themselves just to let the man play and hear the song. Anyone else? No telling what might have happened. He did get a lot of hatred for this song at other times, but they let him play because it was the right man with the right song at the right time, in the right place, and they knew it was right. And for those of you who might not know what that means, people from the South speak of the Grand Ole Opry in reverent terms. It's the mother church of country music. This is the podium. It is a sacred honor to be there. Only the best of the best gets to stand on that stage because it represents the heart of our country. Vince has been there many times. Facebook later deleted the message, but I'm going to tell it to you. In fact, I'm going to get out of the way right now and let the man speak. This is what he said. Give it up for Vince Gill on stage at the Grand Ole Opry. Thank you, guys. It's sure nice to see you all again. I missed you. Missed you very much. I'm going to sing a new song that was requested by our boss man here. Sweet Dan wanted to hear this song. He heard me sing it. It's a new song, and it's, I don't know, I hope you understand my intention of this song. It's not to point fingers, it's not to lay blame, not to be judgmental, it's none of those things. It's just my heart trying to be human. The song is called March On, March On. $100 says I don't remember the words. Well, get on board, children. We're running out of time. The world needs healing, both yours and mine. We need to cause good trouble, peaceful like John. The day we're all equal, oh, the struggle will be gone. Preach on, brothers, sisters, stay strong. Hearts are changing, march on, march on. 400 years of history couldn't be more wrong. A reckoning's coming, march on, march on. They came here in shackles, picked the cotton in chains. That's the sin of my people, and I carry that shame. God knows you must be weary. You've been dreaming so long. You built this country to march on, march on. Preach on, brothers, sisters, stay strong. Hearts are changing, march on, march on. 400 years of history couldn't be more wrong. A reckoning's coming, march on, march on. Heed the words of Martin Luther, let their voices sing along. A change is still coming, march on, march on.
Bravo. Wow, that was great, man.
Thanks.
You know, I just wanted to say also the song and the guitar is beautiful, and also the whatever you did there on the text side, like, brought it up a notch for sure. That was pretty cool, Rick.
All right.
Nicely done.
Thanks, man.
Text side and the art was just really coming together on that one. I want to bring on Mary McCaffrey to extend a word. As we're able to get to our wait list here. So go ahead and unmute yourself if you'd like, Mary, and we can. Do you hear us, Mary? Yeah. Go ahead and unmute.
Now.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, hello. And I don't know. you may see my cat. There she is. She doesn't usually want to be with me when I'm doing this. Her name is Itty Bitty. Anyway, and I want to thank Rick for the song because given that I don't usually listen to country music or the Grand Ole Opry, I would have never known it, and I would have never known there was that change in heart in country music artists. And I'm so glad you brought that song to us. Thank you, Rick. Okay, and I am going to sing The Power and the Glory by Phil Oakes, which, all right, a quick ad for myself. I do a folk music radio show, 9 to 11 a.m. Mondays on WVUD.org. You can get it on the internet from anywhere, and you probably can't even get it up in Pennsylvania without the internet. It's not a real strong station. All right. I was playing this among other things for my Independence Day show this past Monday, so this is what made it stick in my mind. Okay. Come on and take a walk with me through this green and growing land. Walk through the meadows and the mountains and the sand. Walk through the valleys and the rivers and the plains. Walk through the sun and walk through the rain. Here is a land full of power and glory, beauty that words cannot recall. Oh, her power shall rest on the strength of her freedom. Her glory shall rest on us all. From Colorado, Kansas, and the Carolinas to Virginia and Alaska, from the old to the new, Texas and Ohio and the California shore. Tell me who could ask for more? Oh, here is a land full of power and glory, beauty that words cannot recall. Oh, her power shall rest on the strength of her freedom. Her glory shall rest on us all. Yet she's only as rich as the poorest of the poor, only as free as the padlocked prison door, only as strong as our love for this land, only as tall as we stand. Oh, here is a land full of power and glory, beauty that words cannot recall. All her power shall rest on the strength of her freedom. Her glory shall rest on us all. But our land is now still troubled by people who active hate. They twist away our freedom and they twist away our fate. Fear is their weapon and treason is their cry. We can stop them only if we try. Oh, here is a land full of power and glory, beauty that words cannot recall. Oh, her power shall rest on the strength of her freedom. Her glory shall rest on us all, on us all. And that last verse was an original Phil Oakes verse. It wasn't popular or whatever way back when, and it did not get put into songbooks. But that was written by Phil Oakes, even though it sounds like it was written yesterday.
Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mary. Wow. Great song. It's a great song. Thank you for sharing that. I want to bring on Paul McKenna. Paul, welcome to the swap. Hey, you want to unmute there, Paul? Welcome.
Hi. Is it my turn?
It's your turn, man.
Yeah, okay. All right. Let's see. Am I the last person, Ben?
We got one after you.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Yeah, so it's going to be you, Paul McKenna, and then it will be
Okay.
ELYAS Isaacs. Yeah. And
Oh,
then
wait a minute, hang on
that
a
will
second
conclude
here.
there.
Okay. I'm sorry. Okay, I can hear you now.
You can hear me? Good.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's going to be you, and then we're going to wrap it all up with ELYAS Isaacs.
Okay. All right. Well, okay. I'm just trying to decide which song to do. Okay, this is a brand new song with a hopefully short shelf life, which the other song I was thinking about doing is a little long, so I think I'll not do that. So for a long time, I've been, in my mind, making a connection between Benjamin Netanyahu, whose nickname is Bibi, and the American blues singer and guitar player B.B. King, thinking there's got to be a song there. But I just kept drawing a blank. So the other day I was listening to an old blues record, and this song came on, Bye Bye Blues. So I said, okay, that's it. So hopefully this song has a short shelf life. It still, I think, has some life in it because BB's still living in the residence there, and I guess you could call it a celebration of his defeat. It's called Bye Bye BB. Or no, it's Who Made BB King. I'm sorry, that's the name of it. I want to know who made BB King. Somebody tell me who made BB King. Seems like forever he's been running everything. 12 years now, he's been Israel's president. 12 years now, he's been Israel's president. Now it's high time BB went. We know what you're all about. You're about just one thing. We know what you're all about. You're about just one thing. And that's hanging on to power, keeping BB King. We don't agree on much, but there's one thing we agree on. We don't agree on much, but there's one thing we agree on. And we agree that it's time for him to be gone. So bye bye, bye bye, baby, bye bye, bye bye, bye bye, baby, bye bye. We're overdue for a change, and you're the reason why. Bye, baby, bye, bye.
Bravo!
So, okay, you sent me a message about the mic.
Oh yeah,
I'm
forget
using-
about the message. Sorry about that. Yeah, no, that was just a little. I should have waited till you were done, but we heard the song. That was cool.
Yeah.
I want to see if I can bring on ELYAS now. ELYAS, you with us? Hey, I want to see if you got a word to share with Paul McKenna here.
Oh, it was a wonderful song. It certainly addressed many topical issues and facts of life that people these days deal with. I enjoyed it very much. Can
Thank
you
you,
hear
Paul.
me all right, Ben?
Yeah, I'm hearing you pretty good, ELYAS.
Okay. How about the guitar? Can you hear that all right?
I think so.
Okay, the song I'm going to do this evening has not really an alternate title, title, but just a one word or different. Originally it's called Brother, Can You Spare a Dime, which I changed to Buddy, Can You Spare a Dime, to make it gender neutral. That way anybody can be part of the song. It was written in the Great Depression during that, for all the troubles people faced there with lack of jobs, migration from the Dust Bowl. And I've changed it, I think updated it to be more appropriate for the tragedy of homelessness subject many people in the United States face today, and certainly so much in New York City. And here I am again on Staten Island in the neighborhood called Mariner's Harbor, not too far from the Atlantic Ocean. So I will start and hope I get through it. I wrote an entirely new introduction to it. Of course, there are few words in common. Pronouns and stuff don't change much, but let's go. And I've called it, referring back to my prior comment, Buddy, Can You Spare a Dime? They used to tell me I was making a plan, and so I called them Mom. If there were earth to plow or cars to wash, I was right there on the job. They used to tell me I was making a plan with truth and justice ahead. So if I called up for a hoe or a rake, I said, give me that shovel instead. Now the jobs are gone, there's no place to go. It's cold and I have no bed. So why am I standing in line, waiting for my one loaf of bread? Once I built a railroad, but now it's done. I made it run against time. Once I built a railroad, but now it's done. Buddy, can you spare a dime? Once I built a tower way up to the sun, made out of brick and mortar and lime. Once I built a tower, but now it's done. Buddy, can you spare a dime? Once in khaki suits, gee, we look swell, full of that ranky-doodly-dum. A 500,000 boots went marching through hell, and I was the kid with the drum. Say, don't you remember? You called me Al. Well, it was Al all the time. Say, don't you remember? I was your pal. Buddy, can you spare a dime? Once I built a railroad, I made it run. I made it run against time. Once I built a railroad, but now it's done. Buddy, can you spare a? Buddy, can you spare a? Buddy, can you spare a dime? Thank you so much, everyone.
Bravo. Bravo, ELYAS. Wonderful. Yeah, and just
Thank you so
reading
much,
from the
Debbie.
chat
I
here.
Thank you.
Donald Roby wrote in, great song, Elias, and a good revision and great performance. I love the
I did
guitar
send
work.
the words to Pat Lamano, which I'd hoped to post, but we can do it another time.
Yeah, no, it's a cool song though. Very, and I mean, you know, we're real. Yes, yeah. The songs from the 1930s about just the realities of working class life and how capitalism. I mean, they don't use that term necessarily in a song like that, but Yip Harburg is telling the story of what life is like under capitalism for huge numbers of people in the working class. So I appreciate that song very much. Well, friends, I want to thank everybody who tuned in to listen, everybody who tuned in here to perform, everybody who's been part of this process. I'm going to just end the live stream in just a minute, and we will get to hang out for those who would like to, just kind of informally on Zoom afterwards. We, as I mentioned earlier, peoplesmusic.org for all of our upcoming events. Hope people will check out what's coming up and consider participating in future events as well, and help to continue to build this network as a group of people who are keeping this craft alive. So with that, I'll say goodbye to our wonderful people tuning in on the live stream. Thanks again.